John Davis doing what true crimers do.
John Davis True Crime.
John Davis True Crime.
John Davis True Crime.
Hey, John Davis.
John Davis.
John Davis.
John Davis.
John Davis True Crime.
This guy's John Davis.
John Davis True Crime.
John Davis True Crime. Maybe that's where I've heard that name before.
John Davis.
John Davis, and it's good to see you, John. How are you?
Davis True Crime.
John Davis.
Hey, John Davis.
John Davis True Crime kicks butt. Hey, John Davis! John Davis.
Good almost afternoon. 8 minutes shy of the afternoon hour here on a balmy Monday, Tuesday. Feels like a Tuesday. I'm going to say it's Tuesday. I ain't got to work right now. Ain't got shit to do, so I thought I'd come on. I chose this look thinking somehow it's going to be an advantage. I don't know, y'all. I'm still playing with my setup. I still can't see chat worth a crap. Poppy Red, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be. Rainy day in Georgia. Yeah, it's that rainy, hot hell right at the moment. I really ain't got a whole lot to talk about. I really wanted to play with my setup some, and I thought what I would do is I would try to do a little crowd work, talk to you guys, see what y'all want to talk about, if there's anything you want to be brought up, anything like that. So for this experience to work out, it's going to have to be kind of viewer interactive. I will start off with this, though. I'm going to share, because some of y'all are here because you're nice people and you like me, and I know a lot of you aren't like that, but for the ones that are here, friends, pals, confidants, I want to show you something just because I usually don't share, but I'm proud of my boy. He's a good-looking dude, and I wanted to show y'all something. Let me dig it up real quick, because prom was the other night. I ain't going to show you all the prom pictures. I'm just going to show you one I snapped out back because I was so proud of my boy, how handsome he is. Look at him in his tux. Good-looking young man, ain't he? I'm so proud of him. He looked nice. We had to figure out some stuff together. Man, ties, like the bow ties they use for prom, are kind of complicated. Kind of hard to work around. That's my football player right there. He quit football. He twinged his knee up, and he had this coach that had been with him since 6th grade all the way up until his junior year in high school. And the guy was a football player. He played college and all that. And Chase said, seeing how it affected him his whole life, he said it just ain't worth it. I don't want to blow my knee out and be hobbling later on in life for college or for high school football. Smart boy, man. Smart boy. I think he's kind of outgrowing it, though. I think he kind of did it because He knew Dad thought him playing football would be the best thing since sliced bread. He gave me 6 years of practices. I used to like going to practice. And I'm so horrible at not hiding my bias for my son. Like they be doing drills, man. And Chase was a big boy always. When they were little, he was bigger than most of them. And he would lay the wood to him. And I'd be like, yeah, get up, boy. And he'd get embarrassed. And I'd be like, oh, my bad. Sorry. Good play. Good game, everybody. As long as we're all having fun. That's what's important here. You know, trying to be that guy. But I get excited over my son. That's just being a parent, I guess. Let me get that off the screen now, if I can figure that out. I hate this new setup, y'all. Once I get used to it, I'll get better at it, hopefully. I really don't like it, man. It's so much nicer on my computer. Like I said, my mic cord disappeared. That's why we're not currently in the studio. Plus, I like to come out to my car because it's quiet and peaceful. Y'all feel me on that? But we'll get back there. We'll get back there one day. Do I have a crowd? Is anybody even talking? Where's everybody at? I know it's a bad time. Lunch on a Tuesday is probably not the greatest time to go live. I have a whole lot of stuff. Put out a video yesterday. Did y'all see it? I don't know why I let it get to me. I think I let it get to me, and when I say get to me is I'm talking about the grifting on YouTube. Is because I watch it, and I am 95% sure I'm reading it right, and it bothers me that there's these good-hearted older women that want to help people. They want to be good people. They want to do the right thing, and they think they're helping. And what they're doing is helping someone stay in addiction, in my opinion. Because anytime somebody comes on and it seems like needing money lines up with them feeling bad and always in a panicked mood. It's always, this has got to happen. It's got to happen. Got to happen. That to me seems like withdrawal. Or they come on and like, oh my God, I'm so sick. I got to go to the doctor to get my medicine, or I'm going to be in the hospital and catch sepsis and all this stuff. I'm telling you what that looks like to me, because I've had a struggle back in the day. You know, I didn't grow up till I was 30. I never had a kid till I was 30. I had a lot of struggles. I've never tried to act like I was squeaky clean and all that. But when I watch this, being someone that has experienced it and through it, I'm really confident I see what's going on. You know, when somebody 9 out of 10 videos is asking for money, and on the 10th one, they're as healthy and as happy and as just good as they've ever been. There's a signal in that if you look for it. Okay? And the only time they're never asking for money seems to line up when they feel good. Have you ever wondered why that is? And I hate to see it, because I know how good people's hearts are. People have been really, extremely kind to me while I've been on YouTube. And it's just, it ought to be criminal to be, in my opinion. It really should. And then I feel like, but I made a video making fun of it, so I'm part of the problem too. It's a constant battle with my conscience. Plus, and I'm not mentioning nobody's name, so can't nobody be crying about I was talking about them. When a person gets out of rehab and is still bumming weeks later, then they didn't get their life straightened out. You know, if you go to reset or go into the hospital for help and they send you out medicated and ready to start, right? And your lifestyle is, okay, well, with my new fresh start, what I'm going to do is go back to panhandling on YouTube. That's not long-term success. It's just not. And eventually, these people are going to run out of money. And that's sad, because I guarantee you, there are poor older ladies going without, or somebody in their family going without because of this. I guarantee you there's at least one case of that. Because when you live stream every day, a couple times a day, and you're always, I need money, 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 I need money. And it's always these big, like, that's what I think gets the ire in me going, is this shit of, if I don't get money, then whatever happens is on you, kinda. That's the vibe I get from people that do that. Like, if I starve to death, that's because y'all couldn't cash at me enough for a quarter pounder. That's on y'all. That's how it is. That's how the one that I'm thinking about does it. They just prey on your heartstrings and are like, you are physically harming me almost by not donating. Ugh, it just gets on my nerves. And what really gets on my nerves is, you know, you ain't... Like the example I put in my video. I'll give you that, okay? The example I put in my video was this. She goes on YouTube and says, hey guys, I'm getting ready to go to work and I don't have enough money for a drink. They don't have water. They don't sell drinks. I need somebody to help me get something to drink for work. What the... Hold on. Just bear with me, y'all. I'm still working with my new setup. Just be kind. Just bear with me. Bear with me just 1 second. Damn it, where'd you go? Bear with me. Oh. You have got to be kidding me that you are going to go onto YouTube and be like, I gotta have some money for a drink at work. Mind-boggling. I used to work at a foundry when I was a young man in my late teens, early 20s, swinging a sledgehammer. Okay. Before I'd have panhandled for something to drink, I'd have went and found me a water hose or something, instead of asking some poor older lady to give me money because I'm only 50 freaking 3, 4, something like that, to give me money so I have a drink for work. That is so just ridiculously disgusting, in my opinion. I ain't gonna say allegedly because it ain't allegedly. In my opinion, that is just disgusting. And come on, who's ever wanted a damn Pepsi bad enough you beg somebody for one? You think that's for a Pepsi? Nope. And so you're like, but it's only a few bucks. Yeah, well, the thing is, a lot of people don't chat. They won't interact, but they'll help. You know what I'm saying? How many of them poor souls are throwing in $5 at a time? And the next thing you know, we got us a 20 bag, half ounce. And if you care about somebody, you damn sure don't want to keep them on drugs. So they're getting manipulated And I'm just trying to point it out. And I say, I pray some of them that go there and watch her see this and tell me anything I'm saying is wrong. She is playing people. Well, I don't know. I mean, some of it is maybe she just thinks, hey, if I can just not do shit except go on YouTube and beg and hold a sign, then I guess God bless her. But it gets on under my skin knowing what it's actually, where the money's actually going, in my opinion. She got someone wanting to pay for a hotel room for a month. Oh. And you know what gets to me too? You'll see all the time in her comments, people will say, why isn't her daughter must be awful not taking her in? No, it's everybody she knows. She's bummed them to freaking death her whole life raising her. I would guarantee it. Don't judge them people. Do not judge her daughter ever, or anybody in her family that's been around that their whole life. Hey, my stomach's hurting really bad. Would you give me 50 cents so I can fart? If you don't, I might blow up. That's the kind of bullshit you expect to hear from her. I don't know why I don't get under other people's skin. It gets on her mind, damn it. Ugh. 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 I mean, damn, man. And then now I've noticed she just talks about her sign like it's a part of her, you know? She's just so comfortable with standing on the corner with a sign. Then it's always some bullshit about that. Some other dude had a better sign, so she's going to need $2 to run over to Walmart and get her a bigger poster board. Stresses me out. Hey, y'all, I just wanted to say the homeless guy begging beside me got a value meal and $50. And I asked the lady why, and she was like, because he had a better, bigger sign. And I asked him, I said, how'd you get such a big sign? And he said, my viewers care about me more. I think that's maybe half of what really annoys me is I know if people are falling for her bullshit act, I could probably make some killer money working at Anita style. But I guarantee you what, I'd be the most exciting MFer you ever saw on your life. Hey guys, just got attacked by 70 armed men and they took my wallet. I'm pretty beat up. I'm in the hospital. You know, wouldn't be, oh, I need a Pepsi for break, please. It's the world we live in, though, man. It's the world we live in, that victim mentality. Oh, me. If you ain't got it figured out by 50, it's not a good sign. It's not a good sign indeed. I was debating whether I should premiere this or not. It'd make bank, I'm telling y'all, man. Anita's stories suck. Like the other day, she was like, I gotta drive 2.5 hours. I need gas money or all my stuff's gonna be gone. All my worldly possessions. And I was like, are you kidding me? Then she starts talking about the stuff that's going to get stolen if she don't get like $100 in gas money, right? If she don't get the $100 in gas money, her mom and dad's wedding marriage certificate, old photos are going to get stolen. Somebody's going to break into her RV and steal her old documents. You reckon? You reckon somebody's gonna come in and be like, you know what? I don't want TVs. I ain't here for watches, cash, none of that. Show me a good marriage certificate and a picture of somebody's grandma. That's what I'm after. I'm gonna go pawn that one. I can't pawn it. What could I do with it? What could I do with a super old marriage certificate and a picture of Nita's great grandma? Picture of her grandma's probably a caveman with a sign scratched onto a cave wall, standing out there all skinny and shit. Her ancestor. That's the picture they gonna steal. I'm sorry, man. I'm over it. Over it. Feel bad for them old women. On a lot of I've talked. A lot of the ladies on YouTube are retired women and have the biggest hearts and are on what do you call it? Help me out. Social Security and on tight budget. And it disgusts me thinking they're going without even one box of Triscuits because Anita's on YouTube. Oops, said her name. Damn. In my opinion, being a sponge. Oh, this is the best thing ever. She needs to blow her nose. Oh my God, you damn right. You know what that's from? That's drainage from snorting something, in my opinion. Because she always got a runny nose. Only time I didn't see her when she didn't have a runny nose, the day she got out of her mental health treatment. See, and then I've noticed a lot of them that do this, all right? Number one, they put on shields. And what I mean by that is they attach themselves to things where you cannot question them, right? Oh, I got this mental health. Now if I don't if somebody questions me, they're attacking my mental health. It's a blanket. It's a blanket. People don't see that. They try it with Christianity too. All of them are Christians. I've never seen a beggar that wasn't a Christian, according to them. Have you? All of them are. And I'm like, how are you following the 10 Commandments and find yourself in this kind of shape is beyond me. And that's in the USA. What would you do in like a third world country? You would be. Hold on. Hold on. A little slow. Y'all know this is new. You would starve to death. You would. Oh, I can see it now. This would be you. Right here. Running from the damn line. Gone. Caught you. You wouldn't make it. You wouldn't make it. If you can't live the right way, if you can't just say follow the commandments. If you can't follow the commandments, you ain't gonna make it. That's the issue. If you was following every one of them, I guarantee you wouldn't need to hold a sign. You're doing something wrong. A lot of them find jail Jesus. Yeah, amen to that. Yeah. And I know when I say that, a lot of people it probably gonna turn them off. Oh, John's talking about religion. No, I'm not. Trust me, I'm talking good about religion. I'm saying if you live your life as a Christian, pretty much good shit's gonna happen to you, unless some fluke happens from the outside. That's the devil trying to get at you, girl. Yeah, you never see anyone holding a sign saying homeless atheist. Preach. Preach. So aggravating to me. God. And what bothers me even more is somebody that's seeing this thinks they know her better and they're right, and she's just had 5,000 emergencies in the last 5 years that required Cash App and PayPal. Okay. Does anybody have that kind of luck? And now she's getting swanky danky. The other day she was talking about need me an electric bike, scooter, something. I was like, why in the hell are you going to charge it? All she does is go from town to town harassing people at Walmart and McDonald's. It's wild, dude. I'd love to do that too. You don't think I'd like to tour the country on y'all's dime? Shit. Don't think I wouldn't if y'all'd keep me up. I'd be like, all right, here we go. I'd start walking right damn now. That's her plan. That's her shtick. Is right now is YouTube's going to take care of it. The fine ladies on the YouTube. Right now they're looking for me in an apartment, got me an electric bike. Hell, y'all probably chalk out her lines for her on the table, don't you? Probably go buy it for her. We'll go into those rough neighborhoods, Nita. We don't want something happening to you. That's how bad y'all enable. It wiles me out. We had one of the haters talking smack about Brandy. I showed it to her because I thought she should see it, right? She said, God, who's that? So that's all the attention that had to get. The streets were rough. I went back and looked at see what Candace was up to because I was thinking about that after the 5 years, man. I told you, if you didn't see the video, I think I mentioned this. She's like live streaming church services and stuff. That's what she's up to. And there was a video put out the other day of her posting a flyer, stapling it to a phone pole. I don't know if that's just I don't know what that's all about. You know? But it seems like all of them do it, man. Everybody, all of a sudden, when they need a blanket, become a Christian. Because God knows if anybody needs a blanket, it'd be the mother of a missing child who was the parent in charge on duty when she disappeared. Y'all ever notice that? Now, she stapled up a couple of posters on a telephone pole and is live streaming church services at the 5-year mark. I want to say, unless like for some, unless there was like a tip called in that she was seen in a certain area, that's probably the only reason at 5 years I would be doing that at 5 years, because I mean, I feel like there's better stuff you could be doing. I would be dug into social media back chat rooms looking for perverts in Hawkins County, something like that at 5 years, you know? And I think most people would. And I'd have rather heard about it than you showed me, because then it's like, oh, so we getting a little clip. Well, what is it of? If it's of me posting a missing persons flyer of my daughter, and that's it. Interesting. So you needed us to know you did that? That's not the path an innocent person would follow. They wouldn't give a flying F if you knew they was out posting, doing that or not. They'd be concentrating on doing that instead of you knowing they're doing that. I tell you, y'all lost me, bro. When you signed over the boys, that's when I was like, psh, you lost me. That was it. I would have to say I'm 90-10 now. I'm 90-10 that the person or persons that were responsible I know I got it. Where's that? Hold on, y'all. Bear with me a second, fellas. Looking for something. Seem to have lost it somehow. Was it longer ago than I'm thinking? Yeah, I guess it was. There it is. Checkaroo. I think there's a 90% chance that somebody in the photo I'm going to show you I think there's a 90% chance. I'm going to show y'all a photo of some people, okay? I think there's a 90% chance the suspect is in this photo. Why didn't show me now? I'll do that. Let's try this. See, I think this is where I messed up on the. Hold on, let's try this one. I won't play that one either, huh? Or that one. It's got to do with my configuration. I know it does. Let's try something else. John Brand. See if it'll let us chew it. And I'm still in the same configuration. You want to show my picture, y'all? I don't get it, man. It's making me mad. I don't want to do none of that. Let's get out of it. Anyway, I was going to show y'all a picture of Dawn and Candace. I tell you, man, 5 years later, still think about it this way, okay? When you're thinking about rabbit holes and all that, the story that Candace tells is she was the last one to have her with her, right? She went downstairs and disappeared, okay? Now, Candace is telling that story. right? She's the last one responsible for her. What is more likely? Somebody was in the basement, snatched her, ran off. None of the dogs reacted. That's not likely. Would we all agree with that? It's not likely at all. Okay. What about she walked out by herself and possibly walked down to the road? That is the 10% I'm giving it that Candace doesn't actually know. I think that's the only freaking way. And I don't know why she don't think that, possibly. You know, I don't know why she would push like somebody taking her. Right? Do you get what I'm saying? Or am I not explaining it well? What I'm saying is, I don't see why Candace doesn't think, well, in her opinion, if somebody asked her what she thinks happened to Summer, I don't see why Candace doesn't say, I think she went downstairs and went out the basement door. And from there, I don't know. I think she could have walked down to the road and somebody snatched her. Why ain't that what she thinks? She has no reason to think there was an intruder because she never seen a soul. Right? Right? She was there on premises. Why doesn't she think that Summer walked down and somebody snatched her? She knows the dogs ain't going to have strangers running around the property. You know, Allie said the dogs, when you go to the driveway, were barking loud, crazy, kind of scary and iffy. Right? Wasn't a stranger. Take that off your list, in my opinion. Now, could it have been somebody the dogs knew? Possibly. Possibly they could have led her away and the dogs not interfered if they'd been there before. I still think dogs, if she was struggling and didn't want to go, couldn't have done it. So why doesn't Candace just think that walking down to the road and getting snatched is a possibility over somebody was, come in and took her? I know why, because I think Candace knows. Or the third most likely, well, the only other thing I can see is she went out to the lake, had a few drinks, smoked some bud. I don't know if y'all have ever done that, but if you do it in the hot sun, it'll zap you, right? Maybe then she come home, was like, oh, I need a nap. I've done it. Playing golf, done it. Because she ran around all day, but we know at one point there was an alcoholic beverage, and it was a warm day. Not extremely warm, but warm. Have a few drinks, smoke a joint, because I'm thinking that's what the walking up the path was all about, smoking a joint. You didn't, because weed smells, you don't want it right there at the vehicle, right? Smoke a little weed, you have a couple iced teas. She got up early that morning. She cocked off, took a nap. When she come back to, Summer was gone. Didn't want to say that. It's afraid she'd look like a bad mother. The same reason she said she walked her the 25 foot to the door. So she lied. Everybody covered. I tell you though, man, if it's an accident, boy, everybody got them stories together and the timelines and stuff fast. So wild, ain't it? But we're never going to know because what we're getting told ain't what happened. Something is wrong with the story. I've Google mapped 110 to death and looked at the location. I just don't see it. I really don't. If an animal got her, you would have found something. And I know a lot of good search teams looked. EquiSearch looked. Telling y'all, that's why I don't talk much about what's going on in Summer's case, because not much is going on with Candace. And I think that's if you figure out what Candace ain't telling you, or if what part of what she's telling you ain't true, then you're going to know what happened. You know, if she passed out and it'd been an hour or two, then if that was the story I would have got, I would have believed her 1,000 more times than what she told. Right? You know, grandma was there and stuff. Maybe told her, hey, could you watch or something? It wouldn't have been the worst thing in the world. But to tell us all and make us all feel like idiots going with, she walked down the stairs and 2 minutes later, I was like, oh, it's been 2 minutes. I better go check on her because I did walk her the 25 feet to the door. Don't forget, I'm a helicopter hovering mother. Yeah, I sleep in church, but yes, while Summer's more than 25 feet away, yes. What's your point? I just don't get why you tell us that. Because then you've lied. And when you've lied, that's bad. In your position, when you lie, it looks like you're covering something up. And we all know that was some bullshit. I'm sorry. We can say in my opinion, but we all know, I think everybody knows that when it comes to who the real number one suspect is, who it's got to be, what common sense demands, is some answers from Candace. That's why I just. Don, you ain't clean free either. Because in my mind, when it comes to who could have got her out of that house without much of a struggle, you're probably the best candidate for that. You sure kept on top of what was going on all day, it seemed like. Didn't you? Now, okay, let's go with she went down to the basement and poof, vanished. My number one fastest, quickest way that could have happened is if you're down there waiting on her. Come on, honey, let's go. We got to go do something real quick. Be quiet. Don't let anybody know. We're in a hurry. Run. You drove the car, parked it somewhere just for that purpose, for that grand old excuse of location. Well, this is where I was at, like where the car was parked. Took some kind of company truck. Knew on the phone, from the phone calls you'd had back and forth, where she was, what her plan was. What if it was him? He come in there, pulled this off, come in there and got her out, and Candace didn't even know. Still don't. That's about the one way it could happen. You want to talk about getting her out there the fastest and the quietest? If God forbid Candace was telling the truth, who would have been the man for that job? D-Dub. So to think one of the two don't know something, there's a total stranger involved who beat the dogs? Bullshit. That's why I ain't going down your rabbit holes. I like it right where I am. And then, like I'm saying, I'm not 100% saying they're guilty. I'm not doing that because I'm not one of these people. I know they did it. 1,000%. Not one of them. Not going there. But by God, if it wasn't Who was it? Who is this ninja of Beach Creek? I'll tell you who makes a good suspect. I ain't gonna put it out there because I don't want to get no interview feud or YouTube feud. But non-biological males around a certain age are good suspects. I'm just going to leave that out there. For whom it may concern. Whoever fits that, you got yourself a suspect. IMO, in my opinion. Just saying. If it is an outside job, which I don't think it is. But if it is, I know who my number one suspect for that would be, too. Right? I'll tell you this right now. I would be willing, if there was a way we could prove this, right? If I was right or wrong, to hook my nipples up to jumper cables and be like, all right, if Dawn or Candace had nothing to do with this, fire her up. And it'd be like a show, and if it fires up, I get the juice. If it don't, then we know. Oh, JDT to the sizzle was right about that one, guys. I'd go that far. I'd do it. Tell you what. About time to get Wilkos on it. Dr. Phil let us down. We're going to have to bring in the big guns, Steve Wilkos. Is he still a thing? Do y'all know? Anybody know? Anybody know if Wilkos is still a thing? Not sure. I'd love, though. Oh, God. I don't know, y'all. Coming up on 5 years. Desperate times, desperate measures. You know what I'm saying? Who agrees with me, though, that if Candace is being truthful, it's got to be Dawn? Would y'all agree with that? He was a huge letdown, in my opinion, Dr. P. Yeah. But I think the real letdown was I could get this vibe from Candace that she was just being uncooperative as hell, and you could tell he was just trying to get her to talk without stopping it, I think, a lot. I'm not going to put it all on him. I think a lot of it was Candace's defiance, in my opinion. I'm not picking on Candace, y'all. I'm not, but my God. This little girl's been missing for 5 years, and you're the last one to have her, and your story sucks. Your story there'd have to be proof of portals for that to work. I'll tell you what, you can say what you will. I've got the picture, I just can't show it for some reason. Should I try again? I should. I'm going to. I'm going to try again. See? That's video clips. Overlay. Logo. Maybe if I move them. See what that does. We'll fix it. Yeah, hold on a second. Just bear with me. It's not back. Overlay. That's what it should be, right? Let's try this. Let me see this. Hold on, y'all. Just bear with me. God, y'all are so impatient. I'm trying to hurry, man. Jeez. I've seen JSB go take potty breaks for 30 minutes and nobody said a word to her. I'm just trying to get up the entertainment for y'all, and you're all over me. There it is. the how content they are just blows my mind. Been talking about this for 5 years. I'm almost starting to feel like I'm stalking the case, but it's the only one that really touched me. And here we are at 5 years. And look, if you would have been told 5 years ago, in 5 years they won't have none of their kids, would you expect to see that floating around near the anniversary? I wouldn't. Would y'all? I mean, if it's a thing where they got religious and they're innocent, then that's a beautiful story. That's a beautiful story if that's what the actual case is. But yo, I am highly sus of that. Breaking news. Check that out, y'all. Did y'all see that? Popped up on the screen. Have to start using that. Ooh, I hope one day it's like, breaking news. After a super long wait, we finally have an arrest in the Summer Wells case. Who will it be? I think I know how that ends. Just saying. Like to see give a big time achievement award to. I'm just going through my things real quick while y'all are on here, man. Y'all wasn't saying much, so I thought I'd look. What's this? What's that say? Q&A. Here we go. Q&A. I'll leave it up. We're doing Q&A. All right, y'all. Q&A. I'm going to need chat to be really active on this one. They're still together because they know what each other did. That's a good reason to stay together. I know you ain't telling on me if you're sleeping beside me, right? All right, Q&A, y'all. I will answer any question you ask in chat to the best of my abilities. We're going to need chat to participate on this, so I don't sit here looking like an idiot forever. Somebody, go ahead, ask a question. Any question. I got the Q&A banner up. It's cool. That's why the banner's up, y'all. See, it says Q&A, got the question mark. It's because this is going to be where we take questions. Any questions? Be about anything. My baseball team, that's where I spend a lot of my time. I got me a baseball team. I play a game. I'm ranked 1,000 and something. I've been following lately because of, where would you look for summer? Ooh, excellent question. Excellent question. If I had free reign and could go anywhere and look I wanted, God, I guess I would start at Ben Hill, and I'd really want to see if I could narrow down Candace's trip that day that she said she went up somewhere and came right back. And I'd want to search pretty much everything in that diameter as far as that could have got her, right? Like if we could have a estimate of how far she could have traveled in this time frame that she made the trip, I would want to do that and scan a 360-degree circle around the house from there. I'd stick with routes though, because you could figure it out with the timing, kinda, that she's going to be on a road for such amount of time, right? But you know how far she could have went anyway, and I'd look inside that. I know it sounds crazy to think, well, all that's been searched time and time again. Yeah, but I'm telling you, man, you just never know. Like if they searched, what if that's the thing is the area was searched and they knew after it was searched, it wouldn't be searched again and she got put there. What if it's something to that effect? Because I swear EchoSearch gives me the feeling they found where something was and it was moved. That's just the vibe I got. from everything I've seen them say. I don't know that they ever actually say that, but the vibe I get is they found something, a spot to where they thought something was, but it had been moved. So I would search, yes, that close to the house with, I don't know, I would really try to plan it too. If you could have the ability, you'd want to go when there was the least amount of leaves and green too. Great question. Blizzard would tell you if out there, well, not if it was buried, they wouldn't. You know, rocks put over it so animals wouldn't touch it. Unless you have a really specific lead, where else are you going to search? You know, because you got to at least start where you know she was at some point, right? Any more questions? That's a great question. Like I said, that's how I would do it, because I've actually thought about it. You want to start as close to there as possible. But if she made it outside of, like, say, a 5-mile bubble, you might as well just be throwing a dart at a map unless you have some kind of lead or evidence or something. IMO. Next question. Come on, guys. This is working great. No practice. I'd love to bug their vehicles and home and deliver free liquor and just listen to the fireworks. You know what? Would not be a horrible idea. It'd be, of course, illegal, so I would not recommend it. I'm just saying. People get a lot freer when they've had a few in them, you know. Who knows? I wouldn't do that, though. It's a bad idea. Don't bug people's vehicles. And if you do, send me all the data. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. YouTube. Oh, man, look at you. There we go. Let's see what else. I have a question. Why don't you tell your mods when you're going live? LOL. Well, see, the thing is I'm horrible at planning, and I just get, I wanted to try something today, actually, because I was toying around with the studio and I thought I had fixed to where I could read comments real easy like this. However, that was, God, it's hot. Unfounded optimism. Some unfounded optimism. I'm over waiting on the law. You know what I was thinking the other day? I think it's time. Well, I don't know if I should say it. Yeah, I should say it, because hopefully then somebody will do it. I think it's time somebody tried running another Freedom of Information Act by that Candace's 911 call, or whoever called from Ben Hill to 911. I think it's time to throw another Freedom of Information Act request at that situation. Who knows? You know, maybe there's a I don't know how long they can wait till they have to release it. I was just thinking about that the other day. I need to look into it. Got somebody that helps me. I'm going to see if she'll look into it for me. She's a lot faster at that than I am. Because I thought, man, and you know what? I tell you this, I don't know. I may be crazy, but unless, like, the case is almost ready to be brought to trial, right? I think after 10 years on a missing persons case, they ought to have to make the evidence public. I don't think they should be allowed to have all the evidence just boxed up and put away for life. And because they couldn't figure it out, nobody else gets a crack at it. You put enough eyes on something, there's a good chance somebody's going to see something that somebody else didn't even realize was something. And how many cases might get solved? Or at least let the family of the missing person decide. How about that? That'd be a good law. I need to push some stuff like that, wouldn't it? The never forgotten law, to where after 10 years in a missing persons case, if there hasn't been significant progress and arrests forthcoming, they have to dump all the evidence so everybody can have a crack at it. Right? Who would be in support? Tell you what, there'd be a lot of cases at least getting somebody looking at them, because I guarantee you there's tons of people that's disappeared now, and all their relatives have probably passed and forgotten, and it's just never be known, and there's probably answers in a box somewhere that's not allowed to be looked at. I don't know. It's just a thought. Just a thought, y'all. Just thought I'd run something by you. You know? I'd vote for it. I would damn sure vote for it. Of course, I don't know though. You'd want some kind of stipulation, because there would be ones to where there was just like something holding it up or this or that. But, and definitely, I think they should have to, after the statute of limitations runs out, the public should get to know who's dangerous and who ain't. Why do you think they wasn't charged with neglect when giving up the boys? Well, I'm thinking that may have been the trump card that got played to get them give up the boys, was, if you don't sign them over, we're going to charge you with neglect. I've thought about that, because I really didn't think they was going to do that. And I've thought about that a lot. I'm like, what would they do? Is that what it would take for them to do it? I don't know. That's lame as hell, though, if that's what it was. I've thought that, though. And if that's it, well, I mean, what else? What else could it really be? You know, they didn't force them to do anything. Let's keep that straight to begin with. That's how I hear like the protectors push that. Well, they were forced to sign up. No. Nobody grabbed their hand and signed their names. They did that themselves. What was the grounds for taking the boys? Now, I couldn't speak to that 1,000%, and unless you've actually seen the CPS paperwork, I don't know how you could. But we all know there was lots of allegations, and there was already. I mean, Don even says there was already an ongoing case of an ongoing CPS case, right? I'm thinking it's more than we know. You know, I bet I guarantee you, if this ever gets solved, there's going to be some wild shit come out. And if the boys ever decided to speak, that to me would lean a ton of credibility one way or the other, in my opinion, what they have to say from their perspective. But God bless them. I hope they're doing great and everybody just leaves them alone. But if it's truly they forced them to sign them over, then that's probably what it was. In my opinion, was they had something they could have charged them with, and to get them to not charge them with that, they agreed to sign over their rights. That's my opinion. Faced some jail time and was like, no, I don't want to do that, and sign them over. And it's the just wild two-faced gaslightingness of the whole situation. After Don screamed about how dirty they was and how they'd set him up and all this, for him to just turn belly and show belly and sign them over. How does that make any sense? I tell you, you can say what you want, but their present actions, to me, keep them on the same course as looking like suspect number 1 and 2 up to this day. I find Candace's little broadcasts of church service odd. And apparently there's a lot of people that come to her channel to watch church service. What paperwork did PG have? Was it her birth certificate? Was it a scroll by chance? Kill me. Kill me sometimes. A scroll. Easy. What paperwork PG have? Oh, PG had her some Department of Human Services paperwork showing it. Well, that would seem like a no-no if it was legit. Did you say it was the alleged paperwork? That's wild. If that's actual true paperwork and they're putting it online, I don't know how I feel about that. I wouldn't do it. I'd be like, I've seen it. It's legit. This is what it says, but I'd be a little worried about getting sued or something for that. I mean, and everybody be like, oh, well, it should, everybody should know. Well, I totally agree, but there are laws and you really have to be careful what you do. There are privacy laws. There are some things you really shouldn't put out there. The boys accused Candace of Where did she get the paperwork? Where did it originate? You may know where it come from. Kenneth's ex-friend. Wow. I'm not shocked in a bit. I'm just shocked that anybody got an actual copy that's legitimate that says it. That's all accurate. Then you really wonder why the police wouldn't have helped use that for some leverage in Summers' case. And, you know, um, I'm not saying that all that isn't possible. I'm just saying I'm really, really questionable of how somebody got that paper. And why they would have it. I would have turned that into the police myself for sure, because then I'd have been like, oh, look at this. Now explain this. Coppers. You know, it's wild that it's out there. Now, like I said, this is now they're confirming the authenticity or not. But to put that out there, that's a bold thing. So looks like to me if Tim and the gang, because you would figure Tim Mullins would be all over that if it wasn't true, and somebody would be getting hammered. But still, I don't think I'd ever show that. I'd be worried about that. I always thought that was a big, huge no-no. Like, that's why the privacy laws were so bad you couldn't find anything out. I would be scared to flaunt that. I'd tell you if I saw it, maybe. I wouldn't show it, but to each his own. Good luck. You know, I ain't saying if it's legit, I don't support what you're doing. I'm just saying, be careful. Careful out there. Number one reason the whales are not in jail, Tim. You think? You may be right. I couldn't say no to that because it is amazing that they're not. You know? I don't know. Coming up on 5 years. Maybe Kents will do something interesting. It's the only thing. Well, what else can you do at this point? I think everybody and their moms, grandmoms been looked into legitimately. And it still comes back to, okay, well, first show me who's a better suspect than she is and tell me why, and I'll follow you down that rabbit hole. If you can tell me and explain to me one person that's a better suspect than Candace, who is it? Little question for y'all during Q&A. legacy of Don. You know, I don't think Grandis makes a great suspect as the lead, as like being physically part of it, but you got to think, man, being 25 foot away from a camper don't exactly put you out of the story, right? I mean, it's more like a side bedroom with a road in between it, really. So you can never, nobody will ever. Jody Sue, Rena Brown, shame on you for saying she's a better suspect than Candace. If it's Jody Sue, there'd have been nicotine residue left behind. Candace and then Don helped cover it up. I think they would have sold her out real quick if it was Grandis. Yeah, you right on that. Grandis would have had them pinstripes on as soon as they was like, you give us Grandis, you're clear. They'd have been like, hey, it was her. She's a mean ass old woman one day. And told us the story right then and there. See, that's the thing. They would have sold anybody out. That's why there's the small amount of people that want to act like they think it was the boys and Candace and Don are taking one for the team. Bull shit. Hold on. I'm going to get faster at this, y'all. Let me just. Oh, no. Oh, no. Hold on. There's no way on this earth that Don or Candace is taking one for somebody else. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for your applause. Nah, my boy's weed eating. It's too hot to sit in the car. I don't want to run the air. That ain't bad. Still quiet. Y'all can still hear me, can't you? Mic check. Oh. They would have sold those boys out if it was them too. They tried already to put it on them for not watching that. You are exactly right. And I have ranted about that a million times, how dirty it was, how Don was like, I would never at any point in time put one young child in charge of another one. And if I did, it would be for a short period of time, and they would know to watch it the continuous amount of that time. And then if something happened, it's still on me because I'm the parent and I made the decision that allowed that to happen. No matter what happens, it's on me. And that's the same for him too, Don. It's on you. It's on you and Candace. To be honest, you know, I'm tired of dancing around it. It's on y'all. Whatever happens, on y'all, because I know no damned assassin didn't sneak up there and take her. So whatever decision you made led to this. I would guarantee it. And in my opinion, but my God, it's so close to being fact. It's bad not to just say it. That's why I don't get how you're so content. Because I'd struggle with it if it wasn't my, probably something I had done that caused it. I would struggle with it to no end. To no end. Why the hell you would drive your new car to do your muddy job the first time ever that day? Doesn't make sense that that's not associated with part of what happened. 5 years later, here I am. Same place I was 5 days. No, 5 minutes after the first interview, which was like the next day when Dawn was like, well, I wish them good luck searching. They ain't going to find her. She's in heaven with God. I was like, dude, what the hell? Talking about just wild that you're not like, everybody, look in your backyards. If you live within 5,000 miles of my voice, search your backyards. Nope, not Dono. Not Dono. They look like they're wearing themselves out searching. I don't know why they're still bothering. She's with the Lord. Day 2. Bullshit. Nope. So I guess I'm just going to devote my YouTube to just complaining about this 24/7 until somebody sees it that will spill the beans. But I don't think there's no beans to spill. I think it's a 2-man operation. Well, no. I think Grant has had to know something. Jesus Christ. I realize you can pull stuff off around people, but really, like, they did all that and she never heard a conversation, seen nothing. So I'm thinking there's 3 people that know something, in my opinion. Pretty close to a fact, but in my opinion. Wouldn't y'all agree with that? At least. It's just wild to me, bro. Wild. What's wild, though, is if you go with, like, she made it home, then how did Candace, because if something happened after she got home, right, which you would think would be how it had to have happened if there's footage and all this, like they say. I've always said, man, the littlest boy could pass for her on a surveillance camera from 25 feet all day long. So I've never been sold on that. But if you go with the story, then how far could she have been put away while they searched? That's why I'm thinking she got moved. It got searched. She got moved back. And that's how that went. And then after that, who knows what? If you go with her timeline, that's the only thing that makes sense is the part where she goes downstairs. Well, just don't listen to none of that. Whatever happened before that. But then she's like, oh, we were planting flowers and doing all kinds of new, rare shit we never do. Because you can see the landscaping. Flower beds wasn't a priority. The grass was up to their chin. That always stuck out. I don't even know which day to start thinking she was missing. Allie was always wish-washy about seeing her. The planting flowers is just still wild to me 5 years later, dude. You know, could have happened, maybe. I'm sure that it happened, probably, but The walking her to the door is what laid it all out for me. I was like, that's the first thing. I was like, fib. And then I've seen others. Just don't know why you're fibbing. If we did, we'd probably all have a great idea of what happened to Summer. It didn't go down like you said, sister. That was thrown in there to fill the timeline up, in my opinion. Beverly 502, I like your way of thinking. That's in my opinion, too. Yes, ma'am. I'd love to know if they could get a sense of how long the stuff had been planted, if they did that. I know I talked about that at one point. I would have loved for them to run a test because there was little things growing in there. And, you know, a biologist can figure anything out and tell when something was messed with, the plant, how long the bulb on the plant or whatever had got grown. Tell us how close to when she said they were planting where they planted. But it really just blows up her timeline. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't help you anymore. I think everybody kind of felt like that seemed like some bullshit. You know, trying to make the day seem just like hectic and fun, and forgot to add in breakfast or lunch, except a slushie. Who knows? Who knows about the timeline? But there was some shadiness going down at the lake. We all know that. We all know that. H didn't walk back in the woods unless it was to pee. Unless he just walked back there to pee, possibly, is the only pass I'd give him. It was to roll something up, do something. And then, I tell you what, man, you can watch on TikTok and see her looking really uncomfortably friendly with H. So they wanted to make sure there was an excuse for why they were up there in the woods. So, why'd you go up in the woods? What wouldn't you want your daughter or Grandis to see? I'm just saying, because I would be willing to bet Grandis and Summer had seen him smoke pot, right? Grandis and Summer had seen him drink a twisted tea. You wouldn't, even if it was only one, you wouldn't be worried about your stash or none of that, right? So, what would you go in the woods for? I don't know. I don't do that kind of stuff, y'all. I'm going in the woods with underage gentlemen. It's odd. A lot about that place was odd. I did have somebody say the other day that they were from like poor families, and I was like, okay, you know, there's so much more on top of just the condition of the house that makes them shady. That if you give it no credibility at all, it's still shady. You know what I'm saying? Just take the condition of the house out of it. How much of it still seems shady as hell? Right? Sleeping in church blew my mind. I'll just say that. That may not be a big deal to much anybody else, but having went to church in the South, one of the elderly female parishioners would probably have either pulled me out by my ear, maybe slapped me, something. I'll tell you this, it would not have went unpunished. I guess that's how the Seventh Dayers roll, but I'm just saying, that was one thing that you don't look at the house that I found odd also. That's kind of odd culture to me. let your child run around church wake up like a nap. That was extremely good. The sleeping thing was extremely wild to me. I'm just saying, wow, raised churches I've went to, that would have just nobody would have been cool with that in the church. Nobody. And you can say what you want to about Paul. He sure was paying attention to church and video. I seen. Almost walked in. He had no idea where someone was at, what she was doing either. But it was a different time. It's a different time, I guess. I guess nowadays, man, if that would have been allowed, that kind of behavior, I probably would have missed church on a hangover forever. I'd have been throwing my butt in there and slept in the pew. If it still counted, I just was ashamed for going out the night before and coming in reeking of alcohol. Right? Hungover, dead to the world. Sure wouldn't go to sleep. It's my basic point. I'm a great talkative man. I'll tell you a real talkative chat. Hello, Mary Burks, where you been, friend? Hello, long time no see. I mean, I'm gonna come on YouTube and just do crowd work and talk to people. I'll make that people. I make a video every now and then, but I don't watch it. So that was like putting perfume on a pig. Hey, I don't think someone made it home after the swim, if that even happened. Well, Mary Burks, you wouldn't be wrong in that. Well, I mean, you wouldn't be alone in that either. And then, like, the first few weeks after Summer disappeared, there was a strong percentage of people that thought she had drowned the lake. That Candace was lollygagging with H and something happened. And who knows what Candace was doing. She had a knee. I don't know how much help she would have been, supposedly, allegedly, in my opinion. I'll tell you, I hate to say this, but I don't think there's a person alive that can look at that photo of her in the back seat and say, I'm 100% sure she's with us in that photo. Because I probably looked at that photo as many times as anybody on the planet. And it seems like that would line up more with the swimming hole. That's such a weird video. What's weird about the freaking video, and I pointed this out back in the day, if y'all don't know what we're talking about, there's this video where they got the camera and they scan on Summer, and she's leaned up in the back seat with the seatbelt on her, and there's a milk jug and a box and stuff beside her. She looks propped up, kind of. And in the video, if you've seen the video, because most people have seen the picture in the video, she says, is she still doing it? And she looks and the camera goes on no, or something. But the thing is, she was saying that Summer was sleeping with her hands stretched out. And I was like, so you mean to tell me just a second ago her hands were stretched out and she was reaching out? What? Doesn't look like that from the shot we seen. She looks slumped over with her hands down. And like, it didn't look like her hands had been out just before that at any time. It's so weird how she described what she had seen. Could she have been telling the truth? Could right before that, Summer had been reaching out? right? So much of it is shady as hell. 5 years. What means something like that? But that was creepy. It was. Still muffled. Am I muffled now? Hello? I'm there. It's just my little guy's vibrating. Hello? Looks like I'm talking. Where's that? Why everybody leave? Was that muffled? I think I have my finger over the mic, maybe. Who's talking to me? I miss Justice. You can't hear nothing now? Really? All right, y'all. I'm going to go since for some reason my sound's no good anymore. I don't know what it was. Hello? It's me. Cookie is crumbling. I don't know, y'all. I'm going to go. Apparently something's wrong. Thanks everybody for coming. I've been on here forever anyway. Y'all have a great day. See you. Goodbye. Thanks everybody for coming. I know I'm cracking. I'm trying to sign off. Mean Jane.